Alright guys, what's up? So this is kind of just an impromptu video. I'm gonna let a video run in the background. It's just for filler. It's got nothing to do with it. It's just different hacking scenes and movies. But we need to have a talk, alright? So I was on the way to the gym, and basically I've taught a lot of hacking classes, and throughout the years there's been multiple types of people in them, right? So most of what I teach is like intro to hacking and things like that. I don't teach the advanced hacking, not for any particular reason, except for you kind of have to get very specific at that point, and I feel like it's a little bit more of a niche market on, especially on YouTube. And I haven't had super requests for that. So anyway, besides the point. Point is, in these classes, I've had a lot of types of people, right? And a guy hit me up on Discord that I taught, or a younger gentleman hit me up on Discord that I taught last year, right? And he says, I can't wait for next year when you teach this. Okay, I'm not going to get into details for purposes, but anyway, so he says I can't wait. I said that's awesome. I'm really glad that you're excited, but why don't you start now? He said, how? Right? So I feel like we need to have this discussion because I feel I've had two types of people in hacking, okay? I've had people like me who it doesn't come super natural in the sense of I wasn't a book nerd. I couldn't just read a book and pick it up. I didn't have computers growing up that in the sense that everybody else did. I just didn't grow up that well off, I guess. But anyway, I didn't have access to computers as much as some of the other people. And anyway, I had access here and there, but didn't have consistent access to where I could learn this type of stuff. I definitely didn't have computer classes, right? So with that said, the big takeaway is there are two types of people. Me, like that, who have to work very, very hard to maintain, okay? And what I mean by that is I have to study all the time to consistently maintain my skills, also to further my skills. And then there's other people who I've ran into, I've worked with in the industry, that it comes super natural to them, okay? So they don't have to sit there and study all the time. They just pick up on it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying they don't work hard. I'm not saying they're not extremely talented individuals. I'm saying I have to work harder to get to that level because my brain doesn't work that way, okay? Same thing with any topic in the world. So what I've seen with when I teach these classes is there's the people who it comes naturally to, and they enjoy it, and they just keep picking up on it, and they just keep building and building and building, and they either one keep doing it, or two, they decide it's not for them and they go do something else. Those people, if they decide to do something else, that's totally fine. I have no qualms about it. This isn't for everybody. Where I start to have the issue, or not even the issue, where I start to see issues is when the other people, myself, who have to work very hard at it, they quit, or they say, this is too much, this is too hard. And the reason I have an issue with that is because there's that mentality of giving up, right? So number one, if I'd have given up in hacking, I'd have never made it anywhere. I would have never had a successful career. I would never be where I'm at today, where I am fortunate enough to have consistent work and things like that. Because if I'd have quit when it got hard, I'd have quit years and years ago. I'd have never made it this far. I would have not even gotten close because it's hard right off the get. You're number one, starting off, you're already behind, right? Because there's someone out there studying it right now, so you're already behind. Number two, it's changing all the time. Literally right now, someone is creating something to break the newest security model. So nothing you do this second is probably going to be relevant by the time you get to the point where you can do an attack on it, right? So that's for people learning, right? So that's fine, that's great. But the point is, this has to be, number one, has to be something you're passionate about. I think it's super important that you actually sit down with yourself and decide, is this something I'm interested in? Okay, and that's what this whole video is supposed to be about, is getting into hacking, not IT, hacking, and is it something you truly want, okay? Because number one, I'm sick of seeing people quit or say, when I come to them the next year when I teach, or 6 months down the road, I ask them, have you been working on that? And they say, oh, well, this kind of got in the way, or well, I will. I'm gonna go back to it, but I've been working, on getting in shape or whatever. Okay, those are excuses. Okay, everybody has an excuse. I'm I'm sick of hearing the excuses because I have this. I could use the exact same excuse, right? I have to maintain my fitness, so I stay in shape. I go to the gym every day. Okay, I have to maintain my certifications, so I have to continue to update my education. Okay, no matter what degree, no matter what certification you have to continue your education. I have to do all of that while trying to learn the industry standards as far as security practices. So, for anyone to use the excuse of, oh, well, there's, not enough time, I have this, it's too hard, blah, blah, this isn't the career for you. Okay? That's what I want to lay out. And I'm not being rude, I'm not being mean. This is not the career for you if you have every excuse in the book except for the one that gets you to the point. Okay? So it's just not for you, and that's fine. So if you think you want to be a hacker and it sounds great and it looks awesome, cool. Now sit down with yourself and decide, are you willing to put in the effort? Okay? Are you willing to get off work and study? Are you willing to get off work and practice in VMs? Are you willing to get off work and practice hacking into stuff? Is this something you're willing to do? To give up some free time, to stop going out on the weekends, every weekend, and partying when you're, 18, 19 years old, whatever, 20, 21? Is this something you're willing to do? If it's not, then maybe IT's for you. Okay? And there's a big differential there. IT, you can be help desk, you can be customer support, you can be, a network administrator. Like all that stuff is skills that you can learn upon and maintain just by doing everyday jobs, okay? Hacking is not. Hacking changes all the time, never will stay the same for the foreseeable future, I would say forever, okay? Because every time someone builds something, someone breaks it. So I want people who are interested in hacking to take my words and understand this is not something easy. This is not something you're going to turn on one day and go, boom, got it, unless you're that person that can. And if you can, awesome. Then see if it's for you. But the people that have to work hard, if you're mentally weak, don't do it. Don't even waste your time or anybody else's that's trying to teach you. Because if you're mentally weak, it's frustrating for everybody, okay, including yourself. You're going to sit there and you're going to say, oh, man, I wanted to be a hacker, but, it was just too hard, or I didn't have enough time, or it's the same as, excuse me, as most of you know, I'm in the military. It's the same as being in the military when you constantly have people that go, oh, yeah, I was going to join the military, but, right? But I can't be yelled at. But I would have hit the guy in the face. But, I hurt my leg. But, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm not saying everyone should go in the military. I'm not saying everyone should be a hacker because I don't agree that they're for everybody, and I know that, and that's totally acceptable. What I'm saying is don't have the but excuse, okay? Either do it or don't. It's that simple. And I think that's one thing that you need to take into consideration fully in your life right now if this is a career choice that you want to make for yourself, because this is going to take up years of your time, and it's something that if you don't have the mental capacity as far as mental fortitude, strength, as far as wanting to put the effort in, you're going to hate yourself if you put yourself in this position and then get to a point where you can't take it anymore, or you don't want to learn anymore, and then you just say, oh, I'm done. Well, you just wasted a lot of your own time, okay? So where I think I see a lot of the disconnection, because I keep seeing people in my classes that love the class because they're learning, but then as soon as the class is over, they're done. They don't work anymore, okay? They just decide that's it. Well, I took a class, I know a little bit, I'm good. Well, then hacking's not for you, okay? Because a class is only as good as like a timestamp. So it's only good while that attack exists. As soon as that attack gets security patched or anything else, it's gone. That class is useless to you, right? Now, the fundamentals you can build upon. But my point is, if you're not willing to put the effort in yourself, this isn't for you. Another thing I see consistently is a lot of people come into my class, especially intro to hacking, things like that, and they say, "How do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this?" And the problem is, how much research did you do on it, right? Because this isn't a career field where you're gonna go ask someone, they're gonna give you the answer right away, right? Because not everybody knows the answers. Number one. Number two, I don't like to give you those answers. I want you to go research it. Now, I will help you if you're actually stuck, but typically what I see is someone goes, "Oh, I don't know." And then they go Google it, takes 10 seconds, and they go, "I don't know. Can you tell me?" And no, I'm not going to give you those answers because that's one of the biggest things with hacking is research, 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 and getting information. Okay? Enumeration is huge. It's everything. The more information you can get, the better off you are. So stop taking hacking as something that's just a job that you can go pick up on, or just a skill set that you can one day watch YouTube and figure it out. Um, and start taking it more seriously, I would say, if you're going to take it seriously. Now, this is not a diss on anybody. This isn't. I'm not gonna say anything negative to anybody that doesn't want to do it because I don't blame you. It's hard. It's not easy. I freaking just went to the gym for an hour and I had to read my book at the gym while I'm running and biking because I didn't have enough time. Okay, so don't take this as me saying, "Oh, if you're lazy if you don't want to hack." No, not at all. If it's not for you, it's not for you. I don't want to go freaking work outside anymore. That's why I stopped doing it. You know, I don't want to go flip burgers. That's why I don't do it. Right? So if you don't want to be a hacker, don't be a hacker. Right? All right, this video is done. So that's kind of my spiel to you guys. I just want you guys to understand that this is not a simple skill set. This is not an easy skill set, and you have to keep progressing. If you guys want me to kind of walk you through my path to be a hacker, I can do that on a video, on a couple videos. Walk you through the steps that I took. If you want me to walk you through steps I recommend you take, I can definitely do that as well. But for now, I just kind of want to get that point across because this is quite a few people recently that I've seen that say they want to be a hacker, and then you kind of help them, you guide them, and then you come back to them and they haven't done a thing. Well, that's fine, but don't ask me for advice if you're not going to use it, right? So I don't mind you if you said, "Hey, this isn't for me, just not my thing. I looked into it, but don't say I want to be a hacker and then do nothing about it, and then still sit there and say, "Well, I'm trying." No, you're not. You're not trying. So this is kind of a motivational, uh, don't be lazy video, but at the same time, understand that this is a very non-lazy career. You can't be lazy unless you can pick up on things instantly and it's just simple for you and you can be lazy all day and sit there and someone just tells you something, you go boom, got it, okay, cool. If you can do that, good on you. You're better than me. If you can't, like me, take your time, spend the effort, and learn the skill from the bottom up. Don't try and skip to the top, and when you can't, get upset, okay? That's all I'm saying, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time. I want to make this short and sweet. I just want to get my point across that this is not easy, okay? So if you have questions, put them in the comments, send me a message, anything. I will help you. But don't be lazy. Thanks.